Nitish, good evening. Good evening, Nitish. How are you? I'll tell you later what happened, Mahesh. Yeah, some problem is there, so only. Some problem was there, Mahesh. So only. Okay. Good evening, Mesh. We'll start the class. Now we are going to start the class. First question for today. So I'm directly starting with question, Mesh. Can you send the link in the group and tell everyone to join, beta? Tell everyone to join. So last class we solved a question. Today we are going to solve a question. In that question, what is exactly written is ki points L, M, N divide the sides so the Sarvana, good evening beta. L M N divides the sides BC CA and AB. Harish, good evening beta. Good evening Harish. BC CA and AB of triangle ABC in the ratio 1:4, 3:2 and 3:7. Okay, 1:4. Vishika, good evening. Sarvana, good evening beta. 1:4, 3:2 and 3:7 respectively. Prove that AL vector plus BM vector will be equal to AL vector plus BM vector will be AL vector plus BM vector plus CN vector is a vector parallel to CK vector where K divides AB in the ratio AB in the ratio 1:3. Okay, Pratika, good evening beta. Where K is dividing AB in the ratio 1:3. So now what is exactly the question and how we are exactly going to solve the question? Now it is totally up to your wish, because here AL plus BM plus CN is a vector parallel to CK vector. So the sum of proof that this is a vector parallel to CK vector whose K divides AB in the ratio 1:3. So total this question will be based on the figure what you are going to draw, because content by content you have to take the question and then you have to solve. So let's first draw this one out. What is given to you that A, B and C is there. So point LMN divides the side BC. So L is dividing the side BC. Now M is dividing the side CA. M is dividing the side CA and N is dividing the side AB. N is dividing the side AB. Okay. In the ratio 1:4 and then 3:7. So when it is written CA, that means 3:2 and then AB, that is 3 is to 7. AB is 3 is to 7. So like this division is there. I want you all to prove this part nicely. Okay. So 3 is to 7. So we just went like this. We went into the particular order there. And I'm just going to join them up. So here this one will be joined. And here this one will be joined. And this one will be joined. Fine. So now after joining them up, now I join it with what you call origin also, but rather than joining with the origin, what I am just doing, one simple work I am doing. Why to waste the time? We will find the position vector of L, M, N. Now one more important point they have told, and that important point here is that prove that AL plus BM plus CN is a vector parallel to CK vector. So these are exactly vector and where K divides AB in the ratio. So A and B. So A and B is here. So K is exactly dividing AB in the ratio. So AB is getting divided. So K is exactly dividing AB. K is dividing which one? K is dividing AB in the ratio 1 is to 3. So now we are going to take A as A vector. Point this one is taken as A vector. B you take it as B vector. And C you take it as C vector. Okay. So now everything is all set, all done. Now we have to start solving question here. So everything is set and done here. Now look here. Set and done here. So L vector will be first, we have to exactly find out L vector, and then so now one by one we are exactly going to find. So position vector of L vector, M vector and N vector. Position vector of M, position vector of N. So one by one, first what we will do, like M. Yes beta. So what Nitish we have to do first is we have to find position vector of L. So if somebody will be telling you what will be the position vector of L, so how you are going to write the position vector of L? Anyone? 4 will be multiplied. See, 1 will be multiplied to C. Can I say? Look here, just cross one you do. Ratio is 1 is to 4. I'm just doing it with different colors so that you will understand. Exactly ratio is coming as 1 is to 4. So now here it is exactly going to come as C vector plus 4B vector by 4 plus 1, 5. Okay, C vector plus 4B vector. 4B vector, C vector plus 4B vector by 4 plus 1, 5. Now this is position vector of L. Now what will be the position vector of M? 2 will multiply with C vector, 3 will multiply with A vector. So just cross you do. So 3A vector plus 2C vector by 5. Now here 7 will multiply with A vector, 3 will multiply with B vector. So 7A vector plus 3B vector by 7 plus 3, 10. Now one more is there, and that is what they have said that K is coming. Okay, now K is coming. Now here what is written there, that prove that, here next important point is that where K divides AB in the ratio, K is exactly dividing AB, K point is dividing AB in the ratio, AB in the ratio 1 is to 3. So now A is written as A vector, B is written as B vector. So what will be the position vector of K? So all position vectors set, done. Position vector of K. Now what is the position vector of K? Now K position vector will be exactly coming as 3 will multiply with A vector. So it will become 3A vector plus 1 will multiply with B vector. So it will become B vector by 3 plus 1 will become 4. So now we got all the position vectors. So once we got all the position vectors, now they are telling that, thank you Nitish. Now what they are telling that, prove that, what we have to prove? They told that to prove that AL vector plus BM vector plus CN vector. AL vector plus BM vector plus CN vector is there. Now it will be exactly a vector parallel to CK. It will be a vector parallel to ck. It is exactly what? It is exactly a vector parallel to ck. Huh? It is a vector parallel to ck. It is a vector parallel to ck. So once AL vector we are writing. So now how to write AL vector? You will be saying, aunty, AL vector when you are wanting, aunty. So AL vector will be written as OL vector minus OA. Why I wrote? Because position vector, everything will be connected to origin. Everything will be connected: B vector, L vector, C vector, N vector, A vector, M vector. Everything will be exactly connected to which one? Origin. Okay, everything will be connected to origin. So since everything is connected to origin and exactly written as OL vector, AL vector will be written. So it will be OL vector minus OA vector, and it will become OM vector minus OB vector, and then ON vector minus OC vector. So now what is OL vector? So position vector of L, it is written as C vector plus 4B vector by 5. Now minus OA. OA is A vector only, plus M vector will be what? OM vector will be 3A vector plus 2C vector by 5 minus B vector. Okay, plus ON vector. So when we will be talking about ON vector, 7A vector plus 3B vector by 10 minus C vector. Back to back we got everything. So 5, 5, 10 is there. So shortcut method, what we are going to do here is, if we will multiply it with 2, it will become 2C vector plus 8B vector by down it will become 10. Now this one will become minus 10 minus 10A vector by 10. Now here 2 3s are 6A vector plus 2 2s are 4C vector by 10 minus 10B vector by 10. Fine. I just started multiplying this one. Now here 7A vector plus 3B vector by 10 and minus 10C vector by 10. I got the same base. Please check this one out. I got the same base. So I am now going to write it as overall 10. Now 2C vector plus 8B vector minus 10A vector plus 6A vector plus 4C vector minus 10B vector plus 7A vector plus 3B vector minus 10C vector is there. So now here most important thing is, if you will see, minus 10A, 7A plus 7A plus 6A. So we just have to check which one is exactly going for A. So we are going to write as, so minus 10, then plus 6 and plus 7 A vector plus, so here minus 10 plus 6 and plus 7 A vector. Now we are going to go for B vector. 8 will be there, minus 10 will be there, plus 3 will be there, B vector. C vector 2 plus 4, 2 plus 4 and minus 10, C vector by 10. So now here it is going to be 13 minus 10 will become 3. 13 minus 10 will be 3A vector. Now here 8, 9, 10, 11. So it will be coming as B vector. And here 6 minus 10, so minus 4C vector by 10 is coming. So this is what we got as when we have added AL vector plus BM vector plus CN vector. Okay. Now the most important thing here is what we got as K vector. So K vector, now they are telling that CK vector, it is parallel to CK. AL plus BM plus CN is parallel to CK. You know na ki when parallel content will be coming, one very important point is there ki if parallel will be coming, if OA is parallel to OB, then 100% we write OA equal to lambda OB, means some magnitude part will be there, and this is the presentation of parallel part. This is the presentation of parallel part. So right now what we have got, after solving AL plus BM plus CN, AL plus BM, AL vector plus BM plus CN vector, after getting this we got this much, fine. Now CK vector. So in the question what is exactly given to you? In the question it is exactly in the question it is coming as CK vector. So how to write CK vector? So now CK vector will become OK vector minus OC. OK vector minus OC. So what is OK vector? Now we are going to check what is OK vector. OK vector right now we got is, that is OK is 3A vector plus B, 3A vector plus B by 4, 3A vector plus B vector by 4 minus C vector. Now it is coming as 3A vector plus B vector minus 4C vector by 4 is coming. So that means CK vector we got. CK vector is coming as 3A vector plus B vector minus 4C vector by 4, and now this is exactly coming as 3A vector plus plus B vector minus 4C vector by 10. So now how to arrange them? So this will be exactly written by 10 is there na. So shall we write it as, shall we multiply here 2 and here we will write as 2. So we will write it as equation 2. So if we will do any change in equation 1, so that is written as 3A vector plus B vector minus 4C vector by 2 5s are 2 10s are 20. So it will become 4 into 5. Okay, 4 into 5 and 2 is there. So now this will be coming as 2 by 5. Now you see how I am matching it up. 2 by 5. So 2 I have written, 5 I have written. Now I am just writing 3A vector plus B vector minus 4C vector. So now 2 by 5 into this part 3A vector plus B vector minus 4C vector by 4 is nothing but CK. So just using equation 2, shall we write it as CK vector? And we will write using equation 2. So that means finally we got an content like AL vector plus BM vector plus CN vector will be equal to 2 by 5 CK vector. Exactly, this is proved. This is proved exactly. So 2 by 5 CK vector. So did understood or not? 2 by 5 CK vector. So this part understood everyone? Come on, quickly tell me. Did you understood how to solve this question? I did nothing here from the beginning section. My first priority was writing the content to the point. So how to write the content to the point? I connected everything with the origin. Once I connected everything with the origin, then the ratio is coming 1:4, 2:3. See, ratio part I have written very systematically. What ratio they have given, I never played with the ratio part. Whatever part was written, I wrote, and then first I got position vector of all the vectors. After getting the position vector, what I did is, I just wrote there, okay, AL plus BM plus CN vector is nothing but OL minus OA, OM minus OB, ON minus OC vector, and then I just written everything, and then I just multiplied it with 10. After multiplying it with 10, I have exactly done like this, and then I have written this part, and it is coming as AL vector plus BM vector plus CN vector will be equal to 2 by 5 CK vector. I hope you might have understood this point. Come on, quickly tell me. Understood? We'll be going for the next question. one question is for 2 mark question, prove using vectors medians of a triangle are concurrent. Medians of a triangle are concurrent. Median of a triangle are concurrent. Do it. Median of a triangle are concurrent. Prove it, this one. You will be able to prove it. Do it. Median of a triangle are concurrent. Do this one, beta. So when we are talking about a triangle, what type of triangle we are talking about? So one triangle we are going to take. Now we are going to draw the median of the triangles. So this is exactly one, this is exactly the other one, and this is the third one. Okay, so what is the speciality of median? If somebody will be asking you, so median bisect the side and the angle into 2 equal halves. So here, but one thing is there, when we are drawing the median now, another important point to be noted that the median are exactly cutting each other at the point. This point is called as centroid. Centroid. This point is called as centroid, and definitely the division will be exactly 2:1. So always the division comes 2:1. Division comes 2:1. Division comes 2:1. So the centroid point is exactly dividing the sides into 2:1. So the ratio will be coming as 2:1, 2:1 and 2:1. So ratio wise we have done our work. Now we will be writing A, B, C, D, E, F. So now A will become A vector, B will become B vector, C will become C vector. Now D will become, this time I'll write it as, so B vector plus C vector divided by 2. E point will become A vector plus C vector divided by 2, centroid. Fine, and this point will become, F point will be coming as A vector plus B vector divided by 2. So why I am just writing A vector plus B vector divided by 2? There is a reason, specific reason behind writing this point, and that specific reason is when the medians are exactly intersecting each other, cutting each other, so they always cut in the ratio 2:1. So that is one point we have discussed, that in the answer you can write. Second important point, when you are writing, you know that D, E and F are the midpoints. D, E and F are the midpoints. What is D, E and F? So D, E and F are the midpoints. What are they? They are the midpoints, and exactly B plus C by 2, A plus C by 2, A plus B by 2. So these are the midpoint values. These are exactly what? These are the midpoint values. So now what we have to do here? Now we have to prove that, prove using vector medians of a triangles are concurrent. Concurrent means कि whenever they will be meeting, the ratio means just this point, what we are going to call it as G. So this point we are going to call it as G. Now we have to prove that कि whenever any medians we will be taking, there are 3 medians right now, any of the median we will be taking and any of the ratio we will be taking, the value remains the same. The value remains the same. That is the point of view we have exactly going to generate. So what is the position vector of G for AB? So position vector of, so we are exactly going to write, position vector of G when G divides AB in the ratio 1:2. So position vector of G when G divides AB in the ratio 1:2. So here one by one we just have to solve the question. One by one we have to solve the question. So G, when G is exactly dividing position vector of G when G divides AB in the ratio 1:2. Fine. So now what we are going to do is, just want to throw my specs. So now look here, G divides AB in the ratio 1:2. So now we are going to find the position vector of G. Now 1 will be, if you will see here, I'm just taking it out, AB, no, AD. One is to 2, no, yeah, 2 is to 1. So AD, G is here, ratio is 2 is to 1, D is here. D is exactly coming as B vector plus C vector by 2, A is coming as A vector. Okay, so what we are going to do, 2 will multiply with this one, this will multiply with this one. So now just after getting that one, just position vector find. So now 2 will multiply 2 will multiply with B vector plus C vector divided by 2. 1 will multiply with A vector, and then ratio 2 plus 1, it will become 3. So now this and this will get cancelled. It is coming as A vector plus B vector plus C vector by 3. So it is exactly coming same, this is coming as this value, A vector plus B vector plus C vector by 3. Now we are going to write for the next one. We are going to say that position vector of G, when G divides BE in the ratio 2 is to 1. When G divides BE in the ratio 2 is to 1, so now you check for BE, B will become B vector, E will become exactly A vector plus C vector by 2, A vector plus C vector by 2, and the ratio is exactly, G is here, ratio is coming as 2 is to 1. So now again you will be writing 2 into A vector plus C vector by 2 plus B vector by 3, A vector plus B vector plus C vector by 3. Okay, A vector plus B vector plus C vector by 3. So it is exactly going to come as 1. Now last one, what is the last one is exactly CE, FC will be there, and again the ratio will be coming as, here the ratio will come as 1 is to 2. So you take it out and you can draw it like this. You can be able to solve like this. You will be able to solve like this. So now here F will be coming as A vector plus B vector divided by 2. This will be coming as C vector. So again write the statement. So here it is coming as equation 2. Okay, so now write position vector of G when G divides FC in the ratio 1 is to 2. So now this time 2 will again multiply with A vector plus B vector by 2, and here plus C vector will be there, and 2 plus 1 will be there. This will cancel. A vector plus B vector plus C vector by 3. Over. So now over. So here from equation 1, 2 and 3, what you have concluded? From equation 1, 2 and 3, what you have concluded in this question? See, look here, you are taking position vector of G for different sides, different medians, but what you are getting the same value. So from equation 1, 2 and 3, from equation 1, 2 and 3, we can conclude that median of a triangle are congruent. Medians of a triangle are concurrent. Okay, understood everyone? Come on, quickly tell me. Here we have not done so big work. Only one small work we have done. We just got find out the median. So only specific information like when median will be intersecting each other, the ratio is coming as 2 is to 1, 2 is to 1, here 2 is to 1. And then midpoint I have taken, midpoint and the side value I have taken, and just cross over. I have just internal section formula I have applied, and after applying internal section formula I have solved the question. Come on, quickly tell me, understood this one? Understood this point, beta? Now we'll go for next question. We'll go for next question. Understood now? Now this question is, if D and E are the midpoints of sides AB and AC of a triangle, midpoint of the sides AB and AC of a triangle, ABC respectively, show that, okay, understood na beta? Show that BE vector plus DC vector equal to 3 by 2 BC vector. Now do it. Solve this question. Try this question out. If D and E are the midpoints of sides AB and AC of a triangle respectively, show that BE plus DE okay, BE plus DC equal to 3 by 2 BC. So now most important thing is we are going to connect everything to the origin. Fine. So now D and E, since D and E, so we are going to take it as A vector, this one will become B vector and this one will become C vector beta. So now after taking this one as A vector, B vector and C vector, D and E are the midpoints. So what will be D? So therefore OD vector will be A vector plus B vector by 2 and OE vector will be A vector plus C vector by 2. OD vector will be A vector plus B vector by 2. OE vector will be A vector plus C vector by 2. A vector plus C vector by 2. So we got OD vector and OE vector. Now they are telling that we have to show that we have to show that BE vector plus DC vector equal to 3 by 2 BC vector. Easy. First we will take LHS. LHS is BE vector plus DC vector. So what is BE vector beta? BE vector is OE vector minus OB vector, OC vector minus OD vector. Now what is OE? OE is written as A vector plus C vector by 2 minus B vector. What is OC? C vector minus OD vector is A vector plus B vector by 2. A vector plus C vector minus 2B vector plus 2C vector minus A vector plus C vector. Now exactly here C vector plus 2C vector will become 3C vector minus 2B vector minus A vector minus B vector divided by total 2. So A vector and A vector will get cancelled. Here it will become 3C vector minus 3B vector by 2. So it will become 3 by 2 C vector minus B vector. Now you know that C vector will be what? C vector can be written as OC vector, B vector will be written as OB vector. So it is coming as 3 by 2 BC using position vector. Understood? Understood? Here nothing I have done, just one small work I have done. I just used BE plus DC and exactly I wrote OE minus OB, OC minus OD, and then I have just written the point. Okay? Fine. So 3 by 2 BC vector. Yes, 3 by 2 BC vector is the correct answer beta. This is what we have to prove. Now next question is, now I hope you will be able to solve these type of questions. Now when this type of questions will be coming, I hope you will be able to solve. Only use position vectors beta, you will be getting the answers. Now I am going to teach you component of vectors in 2 dimension. What is exactly component of vector? Components of vector. Components of vector, components of a vector in 2 dimension. Components of vector in 2 dimensions. So first what we are going to do is, we will be drawing axis. Fine. After drawing the axis, what we have to do here is, let's mark one point OP. So let us consider one very important point, that let P be a point. P be a point represented as XY. Okay, this is x-axis, x dash. This part is coming as y dash. This is coming as x dash, y dash. Now next what you have to do is, what you are going to say that let pxy be a point on a plane. Okay, with a reference to ox and oy. So pxy will be a point on the plane with reference to ox and oy. After that what we are going to do is, we will be taking it as m. This will become o. So what will be OM? Then you will say that OM will become X and this one will become Y. huh? And this will be coming as perpendicular. This will be coming as what? This will be coming as perpendicular. So now we will be saying that now let OM will be exactly written as, OM will be exactly x and PM will be y. PM will be y. So I have written OM is equal to x and PM equal to y. So after writing OM is equal to x, PM is equal to y, what we are going to do is we will be introducing unit vector. So now what is I vector and J vector? So now from here onwards we are going to, I vector will be exactly called as the unit vector along OX. Y vector, J vector will be a unit vector along OY. OY means y axis and x axis. So this is what I am just going to write. Let I cap and j cap, that is I are the unit vectors, What they are? Unit vectors. They are exactly what? They are unit vectors along OX and OY. They are unit vectors along what? They are unit vectors along OX and OY. Fine. Now next what we are going to do is, so if OX will be like, if I'm just going to write for x1, then what will be OM vector? So if I'm going to convert OM vector, I can write it as xi cap and it will become ON vector. It will become yj cap. So that means what? If I want to convert magnitude into direction, what I have to multiply it with? If I want to convert magnitude, means if I want to convert magnitude into a vector, a pure magnitude into a vector, then what I have to multiply it with? Come on, quickly tell me. If I have to exactly multiply magnitude with direction, what I am going, means if I want to convert magnitude into vector, what I have to do in that? If I have to convert, again I am repeating, if I have to convert magnitude into direction, what I have to multiply it with? Direction vector. What is the other name of direction vector, Mahesh? What is the other name of direction vector? Mahesh? What is the other name of direction vector, beta? Correct only. Unit vector. So only whenever any magnitude will be written to you and exactly you need to convert it into vector, just apply unit vector into that. Once you will be multiplying unit vector with magnitude, it will get converted into vector. So here x is exactly the magnitude and we have used means unit vector along OX, and unit vector along OX is taken as I vector. So that means OM vector will be coming and ON vector will be coming. So now in short we can say that OM vector and ON vector are known as component of OP vector. What is OM vector? OM vector and ON vector are the components of, what they are? They are components of OP vector. Okay, they are components of what? They are components of OP vector along x-axis and y-axis. They are components of OP vector along x-axis and y-axis. What they are? They are components of OP vector along x-axis and y-axis respectively. Then to story over. Respectively, then to story over here, because now you know that if they are component of exactly, so we can do like this, we can put arrow. So now we can say that OM vector plus MP vector will become OP vector. So that means XI cap plus YJ cap is equal to, if OP vector is taken as resultant R, then it will be coming as R vector. So that means what? We have come to conclusion that R vector will be equal to Xi plus Yj. These are exactly component of a vector in 2 dimension. These are what? These are component of a vector in, where is ON? OM beta. OM plus MP. Okay, OM plus MP. I wrote ON. Mental person. It will become OM plus MP vector. are the component of OP vector. They are exactly the component of OP vector. So exactly after OM comes ON na. So directly I wrote. So OM plus MP are the components of exactly this one. So once we have written this point, so now you have got R vector equal to this much. Now next important point is, you know, by using Pythagoras theorem, now we are going to find the magnitude of it. So using Pythagoras theorem, so once you will be using Pythagoras theorem, OP vector will be equal to OM square plus MP square. OP square equal to OM square plus MP square. So OP square we don't know anything. It will become X square plus Y square. So that means okay. So this one will be coming, and OP is nothing but modulus of magnitude of R. What is OP? OP is nothing but magnitude of R. So magnitude of R will be equal to, so the resultant if you want to find, you can write magnitude of R vector will be equal to X square plus Y square root under. Magnitude of R will be equal to X square plus Y square root under, beta. X square plus Y square root under. So this will become the magnitude of R. So here we have understood two things. That means if a point will be present in a plane, along x-axis and y-axis, then the vector presentation, the component of the vector in 2 dimension will be coming like this. Component of the vector in 2 dimension will be coming like this, and its resultant, its magnitude will be this one. That is, R vector will be equal to, magnitude of R vector will be equal to root under X square plus Y square. Magnitude of R vector will be equal to M square plus root under X square plus Y square. So I am going to keep it till here, beta. Next class we are going to start with other questions. Fine.